What does depression feels like? You just feel hollow. Even if you laugh or feel happy, it doesn't feel genuine. It feels fake. Sometimes you just get extremely sad or start panicking. It feels like life is falling apart. 0-10ths don't recommend. I'd describe my depression as being in a freefall on an emotional roller coaster. It is not sad, nor happy. I don't know if I am truly falling until I hit the ground. Also, feeling hollow for me also made me feel like I was always hungry or never filled. I wish I had known that is also a possible effect of depression earlier on, because I always got told by people around me as a teen that I can't be depressed since I am eating so well, and that people will usually lose appetite instead. I have a good and lucky life. My parents are nice, I live in a good house. My school is awesome, I have nice friends, but after reading this now I'm kind of worried. Mostly cause I have no reason to be depressed. Like this pretty much matches me. The last time I ever felt like actual joy was around 2 years ago when my parents took me and my brother to Orlando, and ever since no joy has ever felt real or genuine. Holy shit, do I have depression? I mean, I don't want to tell my parents cause it will make me seem like a little shit that's ungrateful for everything they do, but wow. I don't feel anything when I laugh most of the time. It just happens, but there's no emotion there. Why does this makes me sad? I have never been depressed and I am happy about it, but hearing that many people does have to fight with depressions makes me sad. Why is this exactly what I would have said? Wait, I have depression. Continue this thread greater than. Depression feels like you're at the bottom of an abandoned dark well. No one knows or cares that you're down there, you're on your own and there's not enough light to find the rope to lift yourself out of the gloom. And you don't really want to. You don't really want anything. Like all emotions are frozen inside, all that is left is a sort of apathetic anxiety that keeps getting more unbearable. You ever felt really guilty about something? Especially something that wasn't really your fault. It feels like being blind and reminded every second that world's a colorful place. Or being deaf at the dance floor, or being tied up when everyone's free. Calling depression a blindfold is surprisingly accurate. Colors are less bright. Sounds are less loud. You only see what your brain will let you. Even though logically, you know there's more. Imagine feeling just hopelessness about yourself but not wanting anyone close to you to worry, so you hide the pain behind a facade of happiness. You just described me and that makes me sad. I was like that until I got too tired of it and finally asked for help. Now I'm on meds but they haven't started working yet. Still feel shitty. And my long-term GF hasn't been very supportive. Feeling empty, no joy, no happiness, no motivation. It feels like your soul is too heavy in a bad way. Too heavy to move. Too heavy to breathe and relax. It's just a constant, negative force that sucks the life and love out of you. You know when you really need to sneeze but it isn't coming and you can't make it happen. Everything becomes like that. You're hungry but nothing sounds good and you don't eat. You're lonely but everyone seems lame and you don't socialize. You're bored but nothing sounds fun so you do nothing. All of your cravings still itch, but the certainty they won't feel relief by scratching them means you just kind of float along. Casual thoughts of, I'll probably end up killing myself at some point in my life. Oh, those dark, repeating patterns of suicidal ideation. I've had years of therapy to learn to fend them off when I am in a depressive funk. I find journaling helps. Walking outside in nature also helps. Imagine you're in a haunted house, but you don't know that there aren't any monsters. But you'll still expect one to jump out anyway. This here is what anxiety feel like now. Depression doesn't feel like anything. Like when you come to after being heavily sedated after an operation. You feel nothing, now paired with a constant rush of thoughts. It is like being colorblind and everyone's trying to explain colors to you. Also being deaf and PPL try to explain to you how birds sound. Yeah, IKR. So relatable. Continue this thread greater than. Loneliness plus self-doubt plus stress plus confusion plus anxiety plus more anxiety plus even more anxiety. It hurts to breathe sometimes. It really does. A slow, sliding descent into nothingness. It is not just being sad. It is staring at hobbies that previously brought you joy and being unable to start them up again. It is finding the act of changing your shirt so exhausting that fuck it. You'll just keep wearing this one despite it going on day 3. It is not caring about how you look or smell because it is not like it matters. So you can put off showering for another day. It is waking up in the morning, looking at the floor of your room, going, no, and going back to sleep for another 8 hours for the 4th day in a row. It is putting on a mask that shows emotions you're no longer capable of feeling whenever you're around people. But every day you're forced to do it, that mask just feels heavier and harder to put on. So you stop going around anyone, because you just can't pretend for one more second. Sometimes sad, but other times, nothing. No happiness, no motivation, no interest in anything. It is like a numb. There's this heavy sadness in you, in your chest, in your stomach. Some days it's constant, some days on and off. But it weighs you down. You try to function on simple everyday tasks, and they look massive. You get tired a lot. You don't want to get out of bed and take a shower or eat. You can't, don't have the energy or the will. You cry a lot at any given time. You may be eating and all of a sudden you burst into crying. You stop eating, you simply can't. You don't have the energy to talk to anyone, but you want to. You think that talking about how you feel is like a burden to anyone. And you just swallow alone all that sadness and helplessness. And it weighs more heavily on you. You feel like you won't be yourself, your old self ever again. And it makes you panic. And if that's possible, even sadder. You think you're a burden to people around you. That they're tired of dealing with you. And you, almost every day, think that they're better off without you. And in the beginning, the loss will be hard for them to deal, but they all manage to deal. And at some point, they'll be okay again. You lose yourself. Depression is unrelenting despair that a person acclimates to until it is the dominant perception. Depression is an incorrigible liar that the human mind is perpetually susceptible to. It is simultaneously apathetic stagnation and an insidious, corrosive rot that one feels compelled to assuage, but the enervation of trying to recuperate only perpetuates more apathy, self-recrimination, and oppressive thoughts. The liar understands that a human possesses only so much resilience and fortitude until the mind is content to languish in a malaise of minimal suffering. For me, it is a general malaise and apathy about everything around me. Nothing is really wrong, but nothing feels right or good either. I have to force myself to do the simplest tasks, and all I really want to do is sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing. Sometimes I can lash out in anger at people who try to divert me from doing absolutely nothing. And then I instantly feel terrible because I am 100% the asshole in that situation. Gray, colorless. Nothing excites you, but you're a hair trigger away from descending into a breakdown. It is like living in a low-level hum of a sad, monotonous melody. It feels like having a limit on how happy you can feel. Smiling actually takes effort, and like there's a cliff in your brain you fall off daily. Some medication or herbs can lessen that fall, but it is still there. It feels like a void. You lose hope in what's ahead. You begin losing faith in things, including yourself. In my experience, it can sometimes be described as watching yourself in third person while wearing glasses that reduce everything to monochrome grayscale and also reducing image contrast. Everything's there, just nothing means anything and just exists to exist. Well, my worst days feel like being a passenger in my own head. I see and hear everything I'm doing, but feel nothing. Everything I'm experiencing is relayed to me and I'm aware of it and can react the correct way. But it is all empty gestures. Everything, and I mean everything, seems really hard and not worth doing. It is all just so pointless. Work is pointless. Relationships are pointless. Family is pointless. Sex is pointless. Fun is pointless. Existence is just so fucking hard and pointless that you'd rather just not exist at all. And #X200B, don't worry. I'm better now. A combination of medication, therapy, and practicing better behavior can do wonders. It feels like you're inside the cold, no matter how many layers you wear or hot showers you take. It is like your bones are damp and you just can't feel warm inside. Occasionally, on a good day or fleeting moment, you'll feel a match flicker and the warmth is so glorious it will render you weak. Mostly because you know it will disappear and you'll be left in the damp again. The cold inside is so distracting, you struggle to focus, to sleep, to exercise. All you can think about is how shit you feel and why you deserve it. desperately clinging on to maladaptive coping mechanisms just so you can remind yourself that your body still works, even though it feels broken. Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.